Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez and I'm joined right away by Jeff Mull from the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau. And Jeff, we have so many events today. We're going to do two segments. We're going to be talking about all the arts events in the next segment, but we're going to start with a whole variety of other kinds of events here in the capital city.
Somewhat of a potpourri.
It is. It is. And we're going to sprinkle in a little holiday stuff.
Ooh, fun. We're going to talk holidays already?
I know.
What month
I know.
is
This is beginning in November when we're taping.
Goodness
But
gracious.
yeah, to me, Halloween just got over, so it's way too early to talk about Christmas yet. But
It is, and it's, what, like 80 degrees today when we tape this. So here we go.
all right, here we go, and we're going to start with the big kahuna at Pinnacle Bank Arena from now through March is basketball.
Yeah, both the men's and women's team will take to the court at Pinnacle Bank Arena. What a beautiful home for Husker Athletics.
Yes, it is.
A place that we truly love to send people to. The women will open their season with Arkansas Pine Bluff. Lincoln Pius's own Maddie Simon is on the squad this
That's
year. She's
cool.
a freshman, so it's good to have her a part of the women's basketball team.
We've got two-time Big Ten Coach of the Year. Now, the Husker women are aiming for their fifth consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. So
That's a big deal.
yeah, it's a great tradition. Let's keep it going.
It is, and I know they just wrapped up some of their exhibition games here recently, and they looked pretty good out on the court. So get out and cheer on the women's basketball team.
And Coach Miles with the Husker men's, he's got only two seniors coming back, Siobhan Shields and Benny Parker, but anything could happen.
Now, what I'm hearing about the men's basketball team is they're going to be quick this year. They may not be tall, they may not be mighty, but they're going to be a quick, sharp-shooting team. So just two great reasons to get out and enjoy Pinnacle Bank Arena. We talk so much about concerts, but Husker basketball season is upon us.
And it's important for the arena that people get out there and support
It's important that
Husker basketball.
yeah,
So
that's why we built it, right?
that's why.
That's good.
That's why. And NSAA,
Right.
State Volleyball, is back, and it's got a lot of venues all over town, including the arena.
Yeah, the contract that the NSAA has primarily uses the Devaney Sports Center as well as Pinnacle Bank Arena, but we will move a lot of these games around to various high schools, including Lincoln Southwest, North Star, Lincoln East, Northeast, and Southeast. Great volleyball action citywide. We're part of a long-term contract with the NSAA, having the tournament in Lincoln. So it's important for Lincoln people to come out and support the games. I know a lot of people take the day off as we proceed into the weekend and want to get out and support the athletes.
All right, let's move on to another NSAA event. And while a lot of young men who dream of playing in Memorial Stadium won't end up being Huskers, they can play there.
That's right, all
in
classes.
the state championships.
Yeah, all classes will be the NSAA State Football Championships at Memorial Stadium. Great tournament coming up over at the stadium, so we're excited to host them once again.
All right. Now, there is a fascinating event coming up out at Air Park at the Lincoln Army Airfield Regimental Chapel, and this is a part of Lincoln history that I don't know very much about, the Lincoln Air Force Base.
Yeah, the Lincoln Air Force Base, actually going back to December 7th of 1965, Lincoln said goodbye to the last of its B-47 jet bombers, and over 50 years later, it's a great opportunity to reflect on what the base meant to our community. There's a lot of great memories, a lot of great stories and pictures out there, and while we may not have a museum right now, as we probably should at some point, this is kind of that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go celebrate that history and heritage.
That the Lincoln Air Force Base was called one of America's most critical bomber bases of the Cold War. It was a significant piece not just of Lincoln's history, but of world history. So.
Yeah, and we're doing more and more reunions, and we have been for about the last 10 or 15 years of people coming back and reflecting on their time they spent in Lincoln during that war era, and just a lot of great stories.
All right. Saturday with the Scientists is coming up. Actually, secondary Saturday Science. That's kind of hard to say.
Right.
Our friend John Winkelshaus, whom we've never met.
No, but we love
is
saying
back.
his name.
We do.
right?
This is they're going to be looking at building crystals.
Yeah, and through hands-on activities and exploration, we will learn about crystals. A great interactive way to enjoy Morrill Hall and be a scientist for a day.
All right. The holidays are beginning, and Santa is making lots of appearances all over the community. He arrives at South Point on the 28th.
Yes, the Santa station at South Point Pavilions will host Santa as he arrives, including his live reindeer. Going to bring the reindeer with him this time.
Great.
Normally they drop the guy off, they get out of town, and they go back home for a while. They're going to stick around. Great opportunity to enjoy the holiday season with music, great activities, performers, and refreshments at South Point.
The Lincoln Children's Museum always celebrates the holidays in style. They've got a big event coming up on the 4th.
It's a night of song, dancing, storytelling, indoor snowball fights. Whoa.
You know what? I bought some, they're like fake snowballs. They're
Right,
just
right.
round, fluffy things
Yeah.
that don't melt.
Ooh.
And the kids in my family have had a ball with them
Really?
over the last few
Actually,
years.
I should look
so-
that up. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Great opportunity to go over to the Children's Museum. I know they're excited to celebrate a new exhibit coming here in the next couple weeks, so we're excited to be a part of that as well.
And the Candy House Fun Shop returns. They have lots of different times for you to sign up and come in and get all the frame and all the decorations to make your own candy house.
You know, if you're a parent and your kids say, "Hey, let's go buy a candy house and let's build a house around the holidays," it's pretty messy. This is your
Yes,
chance
it
to go
is.
to the Children's Museum, mess up their place. You get the 15-inch house frame, the frosting, the candies, and everything, and you can go home with your little prized giving and thing that you make.
You just have to make sure the kids don't eat all the candy so you have enough to put on the house.
That is the worst part.
That is.
That
It's a
is
challenge.
Sometimes the best part, too.
Lincoln Children's Zoo is also getting in on the action with its North Pole Express. Santa is going to be there with his elves.
He will be, and it's a great chance to jump onto Candy Cane Lane and work your way through the zoo. Everything will be indoors. You'll get a chance to meet Santa himself. You'll get a chance to go to Mrs. Claus's bakery to decorate your very own cookies. So lots of great things going on over at the zoo. The zoo does not go quiet completely during the off season.
That's right, and the animals live there year round.
They do.
So there's always something going on at the zoo. The Thomas Kennard House is also having its traditional holiday event. This is another piece of Lincoln's history. It's the oldest standing structure in Lincoln's original plat.
Going back to 1869, the Kennard House is just an architectural masterpiece, and this is a great chance to enjoy a Victorian Christmas complete with tree, candles, toys, and presents.
The traditional holiday tree lighting at the Capitol is coming up December 6th. Not sure on the time yet, just check out the media for that. 67th annual, and its history also has a bit of the Lincoln Air Force Base in it as well.
Yeah, and the Women's Division of the Chamber of Commerce and the Ministerial Association held the first carol singing on the steps of the Capitol for the servicemen, going back to those that were stationed at the Lincoln Air Base.
It's a great local and state tradition.
Have you seen them get the tree in this building? by the
Yeah,
way?
I love the pictures. I've never watched it in person, but I love the pictures. It, boy, looks kind of like stuffing, what I picture as stuffing sausage, trying to get a whole bunch
Right.
of stuff into a small space.
If you
so.
remember Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation, it was exactly what he tried to do.
Only on a larger scale.
Exactly.
They're having all handmade items out at the Lincoln Event Center. The good chance to get some presents out there.
Yeah, it's a great chance to get into the Secret Santa way of giving and pick up a lot of great things that you can give that are craft oriented for Christmas presents.
Also at the Event Center, we've got some the roping series, barrel and team roping series going on out there.
It's the Maverick Turn and Burn Barrel Series.
Nice
That's pretty
voice,
hardcore
Jeff.
right there. A lot of great speed and roping competitions. You know, this kind of competition is really starting to do more and more activity out at the Lancaster Event Center. Great way to go out and show your kids what we don't see in the streets of Lincoln. And that's cowboys, and that's everything that goes into being a cowboy or a cowgirl.
That's another part of our history.
We love it.
The Nebraska Power Farming Show is back, the second largest indoor farm show in North America.
And the reason it's that big is we have over 400,000 square feet and over 2,000 booths in 5 buildings. Every major manufacturer will be here on the farm scene. This is a huge event for our community. There's a lot of selling that goes on, but it's a great way for people to come in and learn about agriculture and walk away some pretty big prizes.
Some go-karters are coming back for the turkey chase, and this kind of sounds like just a big family with 200 of your closest friends.
Yeah, the go-kart racing community, racing in general, is a great, there's just some great fellowship there, and this is a great chance to go enjoy a form of racing indoors at the Lancaster Event Center, go behind the scenes and watch these families prepare these go-karts.
We started with sports. We're going to end with sports. At the Event Center, we've got some a wrestling tournament coming up in mid-December.
And thanks to the Lincoln Junior Hawks, the Lincoln Squires, and the Lincoln Warriors for putting on this Star City Holiday Clash and Bash at the Lancaster Event Center. Great wrestling for ages 14 and under.
And we're not done yet. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we've got a whole bunch of arts events to tell you about, again, some holiday related. So stay with us for more of the Out and About Show.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city. Big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
And welcome back to Out and About. Jeff Mull is here with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we had so many events. Again, we split them up into two sections, and we're going to start the arts section with the theater.
You're talking about the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee?
This is such a funny show. It is really, really hilarious.
It's a hilarious and touching series. Stories of 6 awkward yet entertaining tweens. We've talked about this before. This is a thing that you've got to go out and see, and they're all vying for the spelling championship.
Right.
And it's a very hilarious look at what goes into that and competition.
The production I've seen, they have 4 real audience members come up on stage and join in the spelling bee, which makes it extra fun. It did win 2 Tony Awards on Broadway, so this is a hit show.
That's a big deal. This will be at the Howell.
At the Howell. And more college theater at Wesleyan. They're going to do the traditional Christmas Carol.
Yeah, the old Miserly Scrooge, a trio of frightening and enlightening ghosts, and a whole lot of good cheer. This will happen at the Nebraska Wesleyan McDonald Theater. This is a Christmas Carol.
All right. For those of you who saw Mary Poppins at the Playhouse and saw some people flying around, they're going to be flying again at the Playhouse with Peter Pan.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of timeless classics, and this is a timeless Broadway classic, the story of Peter Pan, The Lost Boys, Neverland, Tinkerbell, Pirates, and yes,
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook.
Well, the 1954 Broadway version starred Mary Martin as Peter Pan, and the Playhouse continues that tradition of having a female play Peter Pan, the wonderful Megan Smith in the starring role. So
Very
she's
cool.
been flying all over the place practicing. So
We have a lot of good talent locally, don't we?
yes, we do, very much so. And you'll see more in Driving Miss Daisy at Tada.
Yeah, and there's no better way to witness this story than the live stage.
That's right. Many people have seen the film, but the live production is very special.
Yeah, the story of a crotchety Southern lady, her proud and soft-spoken chauffeur. We've seen the movie. This is a great chance to go see it on the live stage.
Absolutely. All right. Tada is also doing its Taste of Wine in Broadway, November 21st, so don't miss that. Local wines and more local talent.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Let's get into music now with the Capital Jazz Society Big Band. Dean Heist is going to direct this group, and they always have a fun night.
Yeah, and he will be directing the Capital Jazz Society Big Band that evening. You're also encouraged to bring your own instrument, set in with the band. How many times do you get a chance to set in with the band? Do you have to be good to do this?
I would hope so.
Do you have to send in a
but
video or an audio tape?
I'm not going to try to hold my piano down there and sit in.
Right,
but
your tuba. No tuba for Diane, folks.
No tuba, but if you're good enough and you want to play with the big band, you go right
Yeah,
ahead.
it sounds like a great time.
Another holiday tradition at First Plymouth is Aubin Music presents Handel's Messiah.
Yes, and the annual highlight of the program is the grand finale when the audience is invited to join Aubin Music's chamber choir soloists and orchestra in singing the Alleluia Chorus.
That'll be a highlight. The Lincoln Community Concert Band is back with the second concert of its season, and we want to remind people all of their concerts are free and open to the public, and this is another band where adults of all experience levels are invited to become a part of it.
Yeah, I feel better about that because they actually say it's open to all people of varying experience
all
levels.
Experience levels,
Yes.
That's right. Nebraska Brass Christmas is coming up. This is its 28th season.
Yeah.
They do concerts all over the state, so it's good to have them perform right here in Lincoln.
And in fact, they're titling this season as Brass Across Nebraska. And this series will include 24 concerts in 16 different communities throughout the state. And the upcoming concert we're talking about is the Nebraska Brass Christmas.
The Lincoln Symphony Orchestra has a couple of really fun events, starting with the Phantom of Music Hall. This one is going to be at O'Donnell.
Yeah, the part of this story is they've double booked the auditorium. Mysterion, the Phantom of the Concert Hall, who has mischievously engineered bringing in giant puppets, familiar family classics, and orchestral music for all ages.
Sounds like
Sounds
fun.
like a great event. A lot of face painting, great things going on for the kids, including puppet making.
And then in December, the Symphony heads back to the lead for Deck the Halls, and this one's going to showcase local Suzuki music students.
Yeah, and they'll have selections from the Nutcracker, a lot of great sing-alongs. You know the songs from that production itself, Oh Holy Night, the Alleluia Chorus, and the Sleigh Ride. Should be a lot of fun, inviting a lot of people to participate.
And the busy season continues at the lead. We want to let people know about Stephen Hoff. He is a leading concert pianist. He's been praised as one of the finest and most technically impressive British pianists.
That's right, and it's great to have him in Lincoln. You know, the New York Times has heralded this guy for years, and just a great opportunity to go out and enjoy pieces by Schubert and Liszt. Lead Center for Performing Arts, Stephen Hoff, will be in town.
Eric Kyle Duets is I'm not sure how to describe this. Eric Kyle is from the Netherlands, and he has performed all over. It's kind of, they say, pushing the limits of gravity and physical possibility. And this is going to be at the Johnny Carson Theater, so you'll be close to these dancers as they're doing these amazing feats.
Whenever they mention that they're going to push the limits of gravity, you have an idea that this is going to be a pretty amazing show. Basically, this gentleman is going to do a lot of work.
Yep,
And he's really going to leave you kind of going, wow. He's performed at the Lincoln Center, the Kennedy Center, and he's coming to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Sounds great. And Take Six, the 10-time Grammy Award-winning vocal ensemble, is coming to the lead December 11th.
Talked to Bill Steffen last week. He's very excited about Take Six as well as the rest of his schedule, but he said if you're into R&B, pop, gospel music, and much, much more, this is a great way to do something a little different during the holiday season. And Take Six has been around for quite a few years, so I think this is something great for people to go out and take a nostalgic look back, because they've been around singing some great music.
All right. So have I worn you out yet with events?
I think it worked okay today. Yeah.
And we have just touched the surface. Of course, there's a lot of things we can't get to on our show, but you can check out the list that's on the Convention and Visitors Bureau site, lincoln.org.
Lincoln.org. And I encourage you, if you don't hear us talk about your event, perhaps you're a facility out there or somebody that's part of a program, you can dump your events right onto our website, lincoln.org. We'll, of course, proof them and make sure they're appropriate for all audiences. So what we talk about is only as good as the people that give us the information. You can give us a call at 434-5348 or stop and see us at the Visitors Center down at 7th and P.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff.
Thanks,
and
Diane.
when we come back, Tom Lorenz will have us the latest from Pinnacle Bank Arena, so stay with us.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Tom Lorenz has got some big announcements for us, but we're going to start first a little bit. There's kind of you're in that part of the season where basketball takes over and you're kind of fitting shows here and there.
We are. There's a great basketball schedule this year, and it's really busy. There's, I think, almost 30 games, so it's it'll be exciting. And the women's team is coming back really strong. Connie's got everyone healthy. They got some great new kids, and Tim has kind of retooled everything, and he's got a couple guys that were redshirted that can play now, and looks like it's going to be a strong season for the men also. So it's a great time of year for that.
Jeff was saying the men's team has a lot of speed this year.
They are. They're a lot of speed, and that three-point shooting will improve this year, and so it'll be an exciting season for us for both teams.
Well, since we last saw you, we've had several big announcements.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with some of the shows that are going to start early next year,
Right.
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton coming in, from fresh from The Voice, and a huge star in his own right, and a strong country singer. It's great that we get to pick him up. I mean, it has sold very well, and in fact, it's essentially sold out. It is exciting to have Blake come in. He'll do a wonderful show. He played at Pershing several years ago, and was great then. We knew that we continue on, and it's nice to have him back here in Lincoln to do a really, really good show. And again, you get to catch him on The Voice, and he has become a personality as much as a
Right.
singer, so he's kind of a double bill there.
And we're going to have a first time ever in Lincoln show from Carrie Underwood, and you're expecting this one to sell out.
This one's huge. Carrie's, fresh off of just released a brand new album. She's on the cover of Parade magazine here recently, and you'll see a lot of high-profile stuff from Carrie Underwood. She's never been here, and she is, one of the top female country singers, touring right now. It is tremendous to have her here. The stage set is very unique. It's a long stage. It goes through the center of the floor. There'll be some GA standing room on both sides of the stage. And we're very excited. This is the same people that brought us Shania Twain. The same promoter is now bringing Carrie Underwood. Lincoln is a hot market for that. And thank you, Lincoln, for supporting these shows. It really makes a difference on how much we can bring in.
All right, we've got Carrie Underwood coming here for the first time, but we've got several shows coming back. Harlem Globetrotters will be here again April 9th.
They bring back all their antics, and they're great athletes. They do wonderful trick shots. It's a great family affair. If you come in, even if you've seen it before, it's always something a little fresh all the time, and it is just a wonderful evening. You'll laugh, and you'll just have it's a great time. They're classy guys. They're just the nicest people to deal with, and pretty good athletes. And I can't just say guys anymore, because they've got a girl or two on the team now too. So it's wonderful to come in. I hope people get a chance to see that.
And Monster Jam is coming back for 2 nights, April 15th and 16th.
Hey, I've always said, what's better than having 8 monster trucks, your kid, some sugary drinks, and put them all together, and it's a wonderful night. The floor, when we push back all the retractables, gives us about 30,000 square feet down there. It's on dirt. For year one, we didn't have dirt. Last year we did. It makes a tremendous show. These guys go straight up in the air. They're bouncing, they're rolling the trucks over. It's a lot of fun. And these are the best trucks in the country too. So you'll see a quality show, 3 great performances, and it's on Friday and Saturday this year, even better dates. So come on down and get your Monster Jam fill.
Have you ever gotten to ride with one of them?
No, I've never volunteered to go in there, and they don't. I get to stand next to them, and those tires are as tall as I am, if not a little bit taller. They're amazing, and these guys are fearless. They are to see them go out there and to roll their truck over is not a big deal. So those guys are a little bit nuts, but it's fun to sit back and watch them be nuts.
Got a little rock and roll country coming April 30th. Brantley Gilbert returns to Lincoln. He was here at Pershing before, but this will be his first time at PBA.
He did. He sold out at Pershing. This is great to have him come back. He's doing not just a U.S. tour. He's doing the Netherlands and Australia and the U.K. and London. And he's taking it out there. And he says, songs are about living in hard places, and that's a common theme throughout everyone. So he'll be back here. He's one of the first guys, with the ball cap and rock and roll. So rock and roll country is kind of what I'd like to call it. And he is a high energy performer. Brantley Gilbert coming down here. It's really fun. It'll be late April. I think it's April 26th. So it's different. It's what you and I used to call rock and roll, and is now country. And that is it'll be a terrific show.
Cirque du Soleil has a new touring show, and you're going to be able to see it next summer.
It's a great show. It's called, and I believe it's pronounced Taruk, but it's based off of the show Avatar, the movie, and so it will be beautiful. This is the full Cirque show. If you came to Cirque last time when we had Michael Jackson, that was more of an end stage show. This is one that comes throughout the arena, plays out towards the bowl end. It will be gorgeous, and their production quality there's second to none. I mean, they're tremendous. It'll be last time when Cirque came, it was about 35 trucks of production. We expect at least that, if not more. So
Wow.
It'll be a spectacular show. 7 great performances, so lots of opportunities to see it. Late July is a great time to, get your tickets now, bring your family out, and see a wonderful performance.
The Belong Tour is new. It's going to debut in only 12 cities, and Lincoln is one of them.
That's right. Belong is what was formerly known as Women of Faith, and they've a lot of the same focus, a few of the same speakers, but they've sort of retooled it. It was definitely maybe tracking towards a little younger audience this time, but it will be a wonderful weekend of inspiration and faith-filled. They come in on Friday night and then continue throughout the day on Saturday. This year we had over 11,000 women from multiple states spending their time on Saturday, and so it's a very nice event, and it should leave you very fulfilled and uplifted.
And you've already started announcing shows for Pinewood Bowl for next summer. That's pretty exciting. And 21 Pilots sounds like a lot of fun.
What a hot band. 21 Pilots is out there now. They are, kind of an indie alternative. They're terrific. And if you don't know who they are, get out there and check them on on YouTube. But the show is selling great. It's a GA show. It's well past halfway gone already. It's sure nice to be able to start announcing those shows early, and I think this year we'll see a pattern of many more shows announcing quite a bit earlier. This will be our 5th season out at Pinewood Bowl, and we already know this will be the finest season we've ever had. It's exciting to see the type of things that are coming up. 21 Pilots is just one of those, and Pinewood Bowl will probably actually be one of the smaller places they play. They're already set to play several large arenas and some really big outdoor amphitheaters. We're very lucky to get them to stop by here in Lincoln. It'll be a terrific show.
Well, let's talk about some of the events that are coming up between now and the end of the year. We've got a lot of variety, starting with the Circus Extreme, November 14th.
To have the full Ringling Brother Barnum and Bailey Circus coming in is just very exciting. I mean, so much variety in what they do. And again, production values are through the roof for Ringling Brothers. It will have multiple performances, end of May, early June. It's a beautiful time to get out there. You'll see animals, you'll see all the different acrobatics, and they're calling it extreme, so you're going to see some more of the things that maybe are current, maybe some extreme bike riding and things like that. So and they always have the best artists in the country, the best acrobats, so it's great to have them coming in.
Well, I'm not sure you can call this next event a holiday tradition. Seasons Beatings is not my idea of a Christmas party, but for some people.
What a great name, And this is we've been doing Seasons Beatings now for quite a few years, and it's top quality MMA. They'll come in and have probably 12 to 15 bouts. And we do it about 3 times a year. This is usually one of the most popular ones, and something a little bit different. But MMA continues to grow in popularity. You see, constantly every day somebody talking about Ronda Rousey and
Right.
talking about all the different MMA athletes. And so this is a great place to see MMA athletes up close and personal. Great sight lines on all of it. Come on in and check it out. If you've never seen it before, it's a very reasonable ticket too.
Sounds good. And then Motley Crue and Alice Cooper are coming in December 4th. That'll be a fun show. Any way you look at it, that'll be a fun show.
It's great, and it truly is one of their last shows. I mean, they've signed a contract with each other to stop touring after this tour.
You're talking about Motley Crue. Yeah.
Alice will continue to go on, and if you haven't seen an Alice Cooper show, it's an experience. Again, this isn't exactly a Christmas fair, but it's early enough in December that you can separate a little bit out. But we've seen some of the production for the set for Motley Crue, and it's unbelievable. So just to come in and see the production is worth it. These guys still are the best at what they do, and you're going to see rock and roll and lights and a lot of excitement that night. So.
And I've heard Alice Cooper, the person, is really very different when you meet
He
him
is.
than his on-stage persona.
I think his name is Vince, and he is a great golfer. He is a PK, a pastor's kid, and he's a very interesting guy. But the show is, he has honed his show over years. He is quite an entertainer, so it'll be a real interesting show.
The Elks Christmas party has been going on for, like you said, more than a century.
More than 100 years. And
A little bit of a date change this year.
yeah, we've always had done it in the past. At when we did it at Pershing, we did it last year at Pinnacle. It was always on a Sunday before Christmas, and this year, because of the basketball schedule, we're going to be able to do it on the 23rd of December on a Wednesday
very
night.
close to Christmas,
So it'll be
yeah.
about 7 o'clock at night. So it'll be a little bit different feel, but it's still a great time to come down to the rail yard, see the skating rink, and see all the cool lights, and maybe grab some dinner and be able to come over for the Elks. It's a wonderful party. They take great care of the kids there. Lots of prizes and toys, and we really appreciate the work that the Elks do year-round to support a lot of people here in Lincoln.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tom. Again, the websites to check out all the events, pinnaclebankarena.com and pinewoodbowltheater.com. And Tom, thank you very much for all the great entertainment you're giving to Lincoln.
Well, I got to thank Lincoln for supporting this. This has really been fun, and it continues to move along great. So, thanks, Diane.
Thank you very much. That is all for this month's Out and About show. I want to thank Jeff and Tom again. Now, if you missed any of the events, stay tuned. We'll be running a list of events again right after this show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.